Hi everyone, I hope you guys had a wonderful week. This week we are going to be talking about understanding military culture. This PowerPoint was actually created and developed by Dr. Phoenix. She now has a PhD after her name, so if you have her in the future, please make sure to refer to her as Dr. Phoenix. I'm not going to go through this whole PowerPoint. She is much more familiar with military culture than I am, but I am going to highlight a few things for you in this PowerPoint. She talks about the different eras and different war times. There are several videos throughout the PowerPoint that I want you to make sure that you click and you watch. They give you some very unique perspective. I have also linked the videos on the YouTube channel. So all of the videos from this PowerPoint are on the 3333 playlist on the YouTube channel. So she goes through, again, a lot of the history from women in the military and different perspectives, African Americans in the military, Mexican Americans, right? And so she goes through a lot of this information, and it's so wonderful. And then she talks a lot about Vietnam and a country divided and how the public reaction was to Vietnam. And so there's a good video here for you guys to watch. So she gives some really good statistics about cultural demographics of veterans. So 8.6% of veterans are women. The largest male group of veterans is from Vietnam period, and that's 36%. White male is primary gender and race at 79%, followed by white female. This information comes from the Department of Veterans Affairs. She also brings up a lot of really good information towards the end of the PowerPoint about homelessness in veterans, as well as substance abuse in veterans. And so those are some really good things to read and to talk about. All of the things that she talks about ultimately comes down to what kinds of interventions do we use when we're working with veterans. And so we want to be sure to find out what their rank, what their job duty was, were they a combat veteran, be open to listening to their stories. When allowed, by a veteran, affirm the veteran's feeling aspect of their experience, especially the tears and fears, which the military culture has taught them to ignore or to hide or to push aside. Anticipate that they might underreport their fear and their emotional pain, thank them for their service, acknowledge the sacrifices that their family has made. And then oftentimes we see a lot of veteran-to-veteran volunteers, and that is a big component of the veterans interventions that we have in this country so far. And so then she also lists a lot of really good references for you to take a look at. So I wanted to make sure to highlight that for you. And then I also want to talk a little bit about this, the class discussion this week. You have several different journal articles that you need to read. So here's some information. You will be talking about specific questions that have to do with the journal articles. So please make sure you read those journal articles. And then reflecting on this PowerPoint, which wartime era had the biggest influence on the equal rights movement and why? In review of the videos included, identify 2 that expanded your cultural lens and describe why. When reviewing the current veteran statistics, which ones were of specific interest to you and why? So again, there's some really good questions here for you to take a look at and for you to respond to in this class discussion this week. So as always, please feel free to shoot me an email if you have any questions at all, and I would be happy to help. Thank you guys so much. Have a great week.